To the north, it's Peru, Bolivia, to the east is Argentina, while to the west is the Pacific Ocean and to the south is the Atlantic Ocean. This slim and slender country is Chile. It is so slim that its average width is merely 177 kilometers, but on the other hand, it is so long that the distance from north to south is 4,300 kilometers. To get an idea of Chile's length, consider this. If one end is placed in Lisbon, Portugal, the other end would reach 400 kilometers east of the Russian capital city Moscow. Similarly, if compared to the United States, it would easily span from the eastern coast to the western coast. Not only that, but if three countries like Pakistan are placed one over the other lengthwise, that distance too would be almost equal. The area of this strange and elongated country is 756,626 square kilometers, which is even less than the area of Pakistan. What could be the reason for Chile's map like this, and how did it stretch so much from north to south that it became the closest country to Antarctica, only 800 kilometers away? Let's find out. So, the reason for Chile's slimness is the geography of this region of South America. In fact, to the east of Chile lies the world's longest mountain range, the Andes Mountains. The Andes mountain range stretches almost 7,000 kilometers from north to south, which is even more than the length of Chile. Obviously then, due to this natural barrier, Chile faced difficulties in eastward expansion, and this eventually became its natural border with other countries in most parts as well. Similarly, to the west of Chile lies the world's largest ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Therefore, the option for westward expansion was never available to Chile, and it remained this slim and slender. Now you might also have this question in mind. Was Chile always this long? So, the answer is absolutely not. In fact, this region of South America where Chile is located today became part of the Spanish colonial empire in the 16th century. When Chile finally gained independence from the Spanish Empire in 1818, this middle part of modern Chile gained independence as a country, which was less than one-third of the current area. Its northern border was defined by Spain as the Atacama Desert, but no clear boundary was drawn. That is the reason why Chile claimed ownership up to the Loa River in the north, while its other neighboring country, Bolivia, claimed its southern border with Chile up to the extreme south of the Atacama Desert. That is, the area where this desert ends in the south. Now, if we come towards the southern borders, then Chile used to claim the southern part of present-day Argentina. That is, initially in the southern part, its claim also extended to the eastern region across the Andes Mountains range. Most of this region was inhabited by the Mapuche tribe, and even today their population in this region is around 1.5 million. Up till now, we have only talked about Chile's territorial claims. Now let's move forward and learn about Chile's expansion. Apart from the claims on different regions in the north and south, Chile formally began its expansion in the 1830s. In fact, at that time, British activities were increasing on South American soil. Chile had serious concerns that Britain might turn the Strait of Magellan area into its colony. This strait connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, and sea vessels also use it as an alternative to the Drake Passage. The Drake Passage refers to the sea stretch between South America and Antarctica, and it is known for always having rough seas. The strong winds and sea waves here pose many kinds of dangers for ships. Nevertheless, Chile's concerns regarding this region were valid because in 1833 Britain had already claimed ownership of the Falkland Islands just 500 kilometers away. British ships regularly patrolled the areas near the Strait of Magellan. During the same time in 1840, the French also began planning to establish a colony in this region. Realizing the threat of European colonization, Chile took possession of this area in 1843 and even established its military settlement here. Argentina was also claiming this region, as you already know. After this, Bolivia and Chile, through an agreement in 1866, recognized the 24th parallel in the north as the future boundary. But it was also decided in this agreement that the area from the 23rd parallel to the 25th parallel would be a zone of mutual benefit. This means that the revenue generated from the mining exports of this region would be shared between both countries. This was the Atacama Desert region, and valuable mineral reserves were present here, especially sodium nitrate in abundance. Anyway, for some time everything went smoothly according to the agreement. But later Bolivia became quite dissatisfied with this sharing formula. Bolivia perhaps started feeling that it was incurring more losses. Therefore, it offered a new agreement, which was accepted. According to this new agreement, Chile gave up its share from the taxes earned through exports on the Bolivian side. In return, Bolivia also agreed not to increase taxes on Chilean companies operating on the Bolivian side for the next 25 years. After this development, relations between both countries significantly improved. But who knows what came over Bolivia that just 4 years later it decided to increase taxes on the Chilean company, Antofagasta Nitrate and Railway Company. This, of course, added to Chile's anger. When no common terms could be agreed upon between the two parties regarding this, Chile's armed forces took control of the port city Antofagasta in 1879. In reaction, Bolivia declared war on Chile and also sought help from Peru. Peru, under a secret agreement, had already allied with Bolivia earlier, so it too jumped into the war. Chile formally started the war and soon took control of all of Bolivia's coastal area. This military campaign among the three countries is called the Pacific War. After this, Chile then launched an offensive even against Peru, a relatively stronger country. During this time, in 1880, America also attempted mediation, but it failed. The war between the two countries continued for 3 more years, which ended in Chile's victory. Chile took control of 3 provinces of Peru: Tarapacá, Arica, and Tacna. In the agreement made after the war, Peru handed over Tarapacá to Chile, while Chile's control over Arica and Tacna for the next 10 years was also acknowledged. After that, it was decided that the future of these 2 regions would be determined through a referendum. In 1893, although 10 years were completed due to disagreement over the terms of the referendum, the matter remained unresolved for the next 36 years. Finally, in 1929, under American mediation, an agreement was reached in which Chile's claim over Arica was recognized, while Peru regained Tacna. Apart from this, Chile also paid Bolivia $6 million in indemnity and other concessions. In this way, Chile's border expanded northward up to Peru. Not only did Chile expand northward up to Peru, but Bolivia, which once used to be a coastal country, became a landlocked country. Here's an interesting fact for you. Although Bolivia was defeated in the Pacific War and became landlocked, it has still maintained its naval force to this day. This force, though now without a sea, continues to conduct drills in Lake Titicaca and the Amazon River. Bolivia has kept this force for the past 140 years, with the hope and desire that one day it will regain its coastal region from Chile. Now let's return to the south. Chile had already made its claim over the Strait of Magellan back in 1843. And you also already know that Chile was also claiming ownership over the eastern regions across the Andes Mountains. Argentina too had claims over these regions. But during the Pacific War, Chile and Argentina, through an agreement in 1881, without going to war, settled their borders across the entire southern region. Fearing that Argentina might join Peru and Bolivia in the war, Chile compromised here and accepted Argentina's right over the eastern areas across the Andes Mountains. And this mountain range became a natural border between the two countries. Argentina also compromised to some extent and recognized Chile's right over the Strait of Magellan. The Mapuche tribe was settled in this region, and Chile was also in conflict with them. This conflict ended in 1885, and Chile gained complete control here. In this way, friends, Chile became a country 4,300 kilometers long from north to south, but could not expand much in width. How did you like the story of this strange and unique country of South America? Do let us know your valuable opinion in the comments. To watch more such interesting and informative videos, do subscribe to our channel. If you liked this video, share it with your friends and family as well. Thank you.